Good morning. My name is Charlotte Valdez, and I'm a, an elder here in Dixon. I am here to discuss a little bit about the history of our church. The Embudo Presbyterian Church started in 1889 and is now 131 years old. The church originated because a young child needed to be baptized, and at the time there was no Presbyterian or Protestant churches available, and the need was there. So a few people got together and established the Presbyterian Church, a church without walls and without stained glass. This building, the first church here, was erected in 1899. The church here was set for a while and then it burned down. And in 1922, a new church was erected under the tutelage of Reverend Romero. The missionaries that came in, started bringing in medical services and Christian education, and they saw that there was a need for the children to be educated. And so they came in and they started a little mission school. And the little mission school was then erected in 1914, and it was built by local people who built and quarried and made the adobes. And because of that, it was a nice little building that cost $3,837 at the time. Can you believe that? That nice little building. The mission, of course, opened its doors in 1910, and that is when that building was built. Then, of course, we started getting new people coming into the church and joining the church and sending their kids to the mission school. And my husband, being one of those, was going to what was a school run by the Catholic nuns, but the Catholic nuns were forcing them to do catechism, and they didn't really care for that. So that's when they started taking it. It was taken to court, really. And the first separation of church and state originated here by Reverend Porfirio Romero and Lydia Sellers. And then if you go look in the history of the church, it's there. It's Huff versus, I'm not sure how it is exactly, but it did initiate here. Some of the kids that went to school here then liked what they were learning and decided to further their education, so they started going to Manal School, and there was a school in Santa Fe, Allison James in Santa Fe. And believe it or not, some of these kids ran out into the world and became teachers, missionaries, judges, attorneys, doctors, and many of them are, in fact, Leveo and Grace here, their son is a doctor in Arizona. So we're very proud of our children. We're very proud of what this community has done, this church has done. We have had a great impact on the community, by the way. Our church here is instrumental in giving money to the food bank. And we also, for Christmas, we take food to indigent families or families in need. We give them Christmas bags with food and whatever we think is necessary for a good Christmas meal. We also help people that may need maybe money for gasoline, for maybe buy groceries, things like that. We have a nice timeline, by the way. Some of the things that have impacted the community because of our church is the paving of the highway. Reverend Porfirio and Lydia Sellers and started petitioning the highway department and got that. They finally got an approval from the state, from BLM, and they paved the road. So yay for us. Another thing too, we had a library. In 1934, we established a library. By the way, the highway department did the easement and paved the roads in 1948, by the way. We even had a hotline program. That was in 1948, and that was established by our church. And it was to help some children in the community to have meals. Municipal water system was also promoted by us. So we have quite a bit of history within the church. We have people that have been here forever. I myself am a transplant. I came from California in 1961 and loved the church and joined it and have been active in the church forever. As you know, we have to thank the missionaries who came from the East. Dr. Sarah Bowen was one of the missionaries that started medical services for people, women who were pregnant and didn't have the proper medical services. She also promoted health services to the public so that if you were sick and you had malaria, whatever, at that time there was a malaria outbreak, she was instrumental in helping get that medical services out to the community. As you know, you've heard a lot about the Brooklyn Cottage, and of course, that was the first hospital in Dixon. From there, that hospital closed up. In 1940, they built a new hospital out on the main highway. It was Embudo Presbyterian Hospital. Believe it or not, the Presbyterian services, which are statewide, which is a big service now to the whole state, initiated here at our Brooklyn Hospital, our Brooklyn Cottage Hospital in 1910. So we're very proud of that, and I thank you for listening to this. We have a timeline, if you're welcome to look at it. And like I said, this building here, the mission building, and the Cottage Hospital, the Embudo, the hospital, were all done by men and women manually. We did not have those big old contractors that came in and did all that. It was manually. Thank you for listening to me, and have a good day.